I actually was getting ready to record a different video about a whole nother topic when I stumbled across an article involving this guy right here. Now, if you don't know who this is J. Alexander Kung or Kwang, whatever, however you pronounce his last name. He was one of the four terrorists that was involved with the murder of George Floyd. Now, if you look at him right here, he's definitely not in prison. He was the one that bailed out or got the bond was $750,000 at 10% of 75,000, and he's currently out right now, and he's in a Walmart holding Oreos and some other item in his hand. Now, right before I was getting ready to record the video, I was going to read the article. However, I got sent a message on Instagram right before I was about to record where it has the audio with the confrontation that he had in the Walmart with this other woman. Now, I can just tell by the tone of this woman that this is definitely a PC woman that is talking to him. This is one of the rare instances where Karen is actually on her rocker and not off of it. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna play the audio. It's actually a video because what you're seeing is actually a thumbnail, like a screenshot from the altercation, and it's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, and then I'll give the rest of my commentary.
What's your name?
Oh, yeah, that's me.
It is you. So you're out of prison.
Yes.
And you're comfortably shopping in Cub Foods. As if you didn't do anything.
I wouldn't call it comfortably. I'd just say getting necessities for helping.
I don't think you should have that right. I don't even think you should be out on bail.
I can understand.
I mean, how does it feel?
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, you're not sorry. Like, you're literally outside here comfortably as if you didn't kill that man. Did you think that people weren't going to recognize you? Honestly, did you? You don't have the right to be here. You killed somebody in cold blood. You do not have the right to be here.
I understand. I'll get my stuff paid for.
No, we don't want you to get your stuff. We want you to be locked up. You're honestly in Cub Foods, comfortably shopping, out of prison. Like, do you feel any remorse for what you did? Do you?
Ma'am, I'm just going to grab my stuff.
This is the officer who was let out of jail today for shooting George Floyd. Or, I'm sorry, suffocating him. You're not going to be able to comfortably go around Minnesota like this. I pulled up the picture. I knew it was you. It's just like, he was there when they were killing him. And it's just like, this is crazy that you're here just thinking everything's okay. I mean, you don't want to apologize. You don't want to say anything. Like, no. Because this video is going to be on the internet. Yeah, he has the nerve to literally come outside thinking that we don't know what he looks like. How dare you? You're not going to be able to comfortably live in Minnesota after this, or anywhere. And you will be going back to jail. Trust. Trust. Yeah, he bailed out. How'd you get the money? How'd you get the money? And you're lucky that they don't have your address. You're lucky that they don't have your address. Hi. This is one of the police officers that was involved in killing George Floyd. He was out on bail today.
Okay, so that's pretty much the end of it right there. And basically, to give you a rundown of the whole thing, first off, he was dumb enough to go out in public while his mugshot is out there for the world to see. Now, this video has to be a little bit old. Well, not old, but recent but old. Not as in it happened yesterday. Because listening to her talk, she said that this is the day after he bonded out. And he bonded out, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I believe, if my days are correct. So this video has already been recorded. It's just that it's just now getting out there. So she basically confronts him because she said she looked up his picture online because she wasn't sure if it was him or not, and she wanted to be sure before she actually confronted him. And she was like, that is him. Now, in his mugshot, you can tell that his facial hair is growing. In that picture, his facial hair is like, it's not as thick as it is in this picture right here, but it is kind of relatively thick. Like it is there, you can see it. But that is indeed the same guy. And like I said, he was dumb enough to go out there, like she said, and to act like no one was going to know it was you. That's arrogance on his part. Did he really think no one would confront him considering what's going on right now? this isn't like years before where someone probably wouldn't even do it. It's the fact that we know that you were involved, even though you weren't the one that actually did what Derek Chauvin did. You were complicit in what happened. You did not try to really stop anything. You're just as involved. And he basically, when she says, "Is that you?" and he said, "Yeah, that's me." No, he said, no, when she confronted him, she was saying it like, "What is your name?" or something like that. And he said, "Yeah, that was me." Like the arrogance, like the attitude that he just gave off right then and there. And he said he was getting necessities. I didn't know Oreos was a necessity. I did not know that. That's more of a want rather than a need, but okay, whatever. And then she pretty much follows him into the line. And then the only time, then eventually he just stops talking. Like there's nothing he can say to really ease this woman's, I guess you can say, point of view or her stature. And then that's when she starts yelling out. She said, "Hey, everyone, this is the guy that was involved with the killing of George Floyd." And then the people just kind of start looking back and everything like that. And people saying, "Who is he?" "Oh, he's the guy that was involved with the killing of George Floyd." This is how you should properly shame people without having to physically touch them. Whenever they go out in public like this, knowing what they did was messed up. It's because of him, Derek Chauvin, and those other two terrorists, which is why the world as it stands right now is in the disarray that it is in right now. Granted, it should have been happened, but here we are. And the fact that he walked out there to this store and think no one was gonna, and the thing is, he probably thought no one was gonna check him. He was like, "Man, I made it through this store, got what I came for, and I'm almost to the line. No one's gonna catch me." Until he ran into that person and found out otherwise, and she made sure to put him on blast. Because the thing is, I'm sure there were some people that probably didn't know what he looked like, because a lot of people had that bad taste in their mouth after seeing that video. They probably didn't want to see anything else at that point related to George Floyd unless it was just plastered in their face somewhere. And they probably didn't even know, because the thing is, everybody was so focused in on Derek Chauvin's face, because that's all they kept putting out there, that some people didn't even know about the mugshots of the other three terrorists. Or they probably didn't even know their names. But she did. See, that's the thing about the internet. The internet is undefeated. It's not like we don't have social media, and if you see it one time, you gotta try to remember what they look like. No, we got social media and the internet now. You can just go look it up. And she knew who this man was on sight, who he was. But this is the life he's going to be living now until that trial happens. If I was him, I would not have the arrogance or the balls to go outside in public for a while. If you need something that has to be done, someone who apparently is close to you or cares about you, they're going to have to go get it and get it for you. As a matter of fact, when he was doing, one of the court orders that should have been in place is that he should not have been allowed to go out in public or be around a lot of people, in my honest opinion. And this wasn't even really a good disguise, and he doesn't even have his mask on. Last I checked, you had to have a mask on. If he had his mask on, he probably would have been able to get away without being seen. Because all you would have been able to see was his eyes. But by him leaving his whole face uncovered, did he really think a hat was going to disguise him? Did he think being out of his uniform was going to disguise him? The only thing I could think of that would have disguised him was wearing a mask, because no one could really identify you that well just by looking at your eyes. The hat would have helped, but you left your whole face uncovered. But that's on him. Like I said, I feel nothing for him or any of those other terrorists that was involved with the murder of George Floyd. And I noticed something else before I end this video. Out of all the men, well, all the terrorists that was involved with George Floyd's untimely demise, he's the most ethnic looking one. I'm not talking about POC as far as including the Asian. When I say ethnic, he looks like he has some melanin in him. If you don't believe me, look at his mugshot and look at those features. Remember, it's always something I always tell you about them features: the nose, the lips, the hair. Look at this picture. He looks like he has some melanin flowing through his veins.